Hello, fellow Shadow Priests. Today we're doing viewer VOD reviews. This is something that I really wanted to do for a while, and it's something that you can submit through the Discord. If you go to my Discord in the description and go to the VOD review channel, got all of these nice ones we're going to go through today, so we'll just pretty much clear them out. We're going to start with this Spriest War H-Pal into Turbo. If I haven't said this already, viewer reviews or just reviews in general, looking back at your own gameplay is super important. It's how I advance my gameplay from one level to the next, going back and looking at your kill attempts, your defensive cooldowns, how did you trade to survive, all that type of stuff is going to really help you smooth things out in the future. So even if you lose a game, there's still a lot to learn from. Even if you win a game and it's kind of a hard game, you can always improve. So we're going to be looking for things that we can adapt and change in the future. Okay, right off the bat, I think Shaman's our main kill target here, just as a general rule of thumb. And against Turbo, you kill Enhance pretty much exclusively. You dot the Warrior as well, but Enhance your main kill target. So I would have used Damnation on him first to get that DP damage going on him. I see that we have not used our Unfurling Darkness proc. That's up there. It's got 1 second left. You want to get that instant VT out. You need the Shaman dotted. I think ideally before you even go Void Form, you want dots in the Shaman just to get that damage rolling. So right here, when we get kicked on Void Eruption, we go Void Eruption again. This is before the Driven change. You can't do that anymore, just as a general update. I told everyone to play it, and now it's nerfed, so sorry about that. Then my game's the Shaman. We stun the Shaman as well. I guess that's kind of good. The Druid seemed to have dispelled the fear late, so he didn't have Dispel for that. But again, we need dots up on the Shaman. He's our main kill target. That should be our priority right now. If we think that we can't cast because there's too many interrupts, just start with the Shadow Word Pain. That's all you need to get the ball rolling, get you some insanity, start purging from that point on, and eventually your windows to cast will open up. I like the Shadow Crash on cooldown here, very good. Slight overlap here with the Hand of Sacrifice and the Greater Fade. Now, Hand of Sacrifice is nerfed now, so it's only 6 seconds, so we need to be very careful with our Paladin to not overlap this. Maybe you can, in the future, communicate that you have Fade and Disperse, and your Pally can kind of hold Sac as a last resort to help you rotate your cooldowns back. Now, you also have Intervene from the Warrior to be cautious of as well. So you guys have a lot of defensive utility, just really important not to overlap that kind of stuff, I think. All right, instantly, once the Shaman comes back onto you, I think we need to kite away from this healer. I think he's having too much fun over there on the pillar. It's going to be hard for you to get your CC. So I think we drag them away from this area. If you'll notice that anytime you get an enhanced low, he's just going to squiggle on there, and he's going to be faster than you. You won't be able to hit him. You want to drag him into the open so he has like a long commute back to safety, essentially. We're kind of pushing in on the Druid here as well. I guess it's not too bad to be close to him, but again, we can kite a lot further away. Our damage is looking pretty solid here. Again, we get Void Form going. It's playing out a little bit better than the opener. We've got dots on multiple targets, it seems. Looks like we're trying to pressure the Druid. I think Shaman's still the main kill target. Good job purging Thorns, though. Lots of purges. We actually have the same purge keybind, so that is a very nifty bind, having that purge on F, something you want to be able to spam over and over again. Ideally, keeping our dots up on the Shaman. Again, just throw out a Shadow Word Pain. Fuck it, why not? DP'd the Warrior. I think Shaman's the main kill target, but it looks like we get the Warrior pretty low here. Forces parry. Probably a good sign to get off of him and start hitting someone else. Druid's low on our face. We could dot him. Kill the grounding. Nice work. Shadow Word Pain the Druid. Okay, nice Damnation him. Why not? Want to use our... we don't have Unfurling, actually. Still want to dot the Shaman, though, for sure. He's our main kill target, I think. We are pressuring this Druid quite a bit. He gets Hodge. Very nice. He's forced to trinket that. I think he probably dies if he doesn't. I'm not a huge fan of this... well, there's a lot of stuff there. Not a huge fan of this DR Stormbolt. I think ideally we want to use our stuns full duration only, unless they're like about to die and then we half stun. We really want to line up our Stormbolt on the kill target with CC on the Druid. So we should be Stormbolting Shaman with stun and silence on the Druid. Now we can line this up very easily in the beginning of the game. I'm going to go back and see when the other Stormbolt was used. So it looks like we Stormbolted the Warrior earlier, and like I said, Shaman's the main kill target, so probably want to focus most of our Stormbolts onto the Shaman. He's the one that's most likely going to die this game. I think if the Warrior dies, he's kind of trolling, and the Shaman can also heal the Warrior so much, so better to use that there. One thing I did just notice here We get a nice mind games off, but we didn't CC the Druid, so we have silence off cooldown. Druid is in our LOS, I'm pretty sure too. So we could have silenced Druid as soon as this mind games lands, and then we probably get the Shaman to near death here. But because we don't get the silence off in time, he dispels all of our dots, dispels mind games. Shaman's going to be able to heal himself. We have to go through the struggle of getting our dots back up. And we also overlap our silence with that Sin and Punishment dispel. So the silence really only gets like 2 seconds of utility. Meanwhile, the Shaman can just, do whatever the hell he wants, because if he gets in trouble, he can just heal himself. So either way, good try. Again, the DR stuns, I'm not really vibing with that. I think this is something we got to communicate to our warrior, that maybe we only stun the target that we're killing. It seems like he's going Druid a lot. Good to cleave them, I suppose, but overall, I want to see those Stormbolts come onto the Shaman with that Mind Games and CC on the Druid combo. Definitely something we could clean up. We probably could finish this game by now, honestly, if our first 2 setups were looking pretty crisp. Again, they did change this Driven to Madness situation, so that's going to be a little bit harder to bait those kicks. We're in Void form. Void bolting, good, but we need to get our dots up more importantly. I think we should prioritize at least having a Shadow Word Pain up if we can't VT. That'll help us. DR stun the warrior. The DR stuns seem to be a theme of this game. We have a lot of stuns, so one of us just needs to stun a different target, I think. This guy is getting really low. Wall's at 7%. I don't know. He's about to die. Just keep purging him. Mind Games, very nice. Druid's going to have to dispel that if he can. He's not dispelling it. He's just trying to heal through it. Spamming purge, get that Thorns off. Reapply your dots. Just throw a Shadow Word Pain if you have to. We have stun off DR for the Druid, but we don't have any stuns. So sometimes if you have a stun off cooldown and the target's on DR, you just wait until it's over. Door Shadows over to get a Fear. The little Disorient overlaps on the Stormbolt, but not too big of an issue. This guy's going to die, and he didn't even have dots up at the end, so it looks like we just took him out. Pretty decent game damage-wise. I feel like we started to crank like the second half of that game. The beginning was a little rough. We want to make sure we're getting those dots out ASAP to maximize our DPS. Definitely did a nice job of purging. I'd be curious to see what your purge count was that game, but overall, you guys won. I was expecting a loss against Turbo, so that's always a win in our book if we can beat a Turbo Cleave. Hopefully we can maybe learn from that game and get some cleaner setups. So let's move on to the next game. All right, we have a Shadow Play game. This is a 13-minute long video, so I hope this is more than one game. We'll just do one for the sake of trying to get everybody in there. Looks like it's Ellie, Warrior, Holy Pally. Main kill target, I would say, is going to be the Paladin. This stun just caught me off guard, not gonna lie. This one, we stunned the Pally with literally no CC, or sorry, we stunned the Warrior with no CC on the Pally, and the Warrior trinkets before I could even like blink. That was a really fast trinket. Not gonna say it was terrible because the Warrior instantly trinketed and we forced trinket, but probably want to use our stun for our kill attempts. Oh, I guess we were trying to stop him. We were trying to get a gate. That's what we were trying to do. Okay, I'm not used to playing with a Warlock, but I see. One thing I noticed right here is the lock does not have UA up. Oh shit, that's a lot of stuff again. There's no UA on our target. This pen is really thick. There's no UA, and we really want to only Mind Games when Unstable Affliction is up. That's going to give us Dispel protection. The Pally will probably not Dispel UA while there's Mind Games out. So definitely hold on to Mind Games till we get those UAs flowing. I think when they pop their cooldowns like this, it's best to just kite and peel. The lock is kind of kiting the Warrior. Ideally, we kite away from the healer if possible. I think he just ported over here, and the healer is right here. So I think if we could maybe, I know his port is there, so he's kind of forced to kite that way, but if we could start the kiting rotation out here more in the open, that's going to pull the Pally off the pillar more and leave him susceptible to getting UA'd. And again, our kill target should be the healer with Shadow Play. A lot of the times we only want to send out a Mind Games when we have a UA on the healer. That's going to be our optimal burst window. So it looks like we're cranking DPS though. I mean, 2.7k DPS, top damage, not bad. I kind of dig these MCs on the Shaman too, slowing them down. You kind of want to delay until you have a go sometimes a Shadow Play. So every 45 seconds, you look for that stun silence. And when you don't have it, you kind of just need to pad meters and fuck around, run around. Looks like we get our dots up back on the pally. Ooh, we should be playing Lasting Plague too. This is super important actually, guys. If you're playing Shadow Play Lasting Plague every game. You need spread damage, you need longer DPs. We're doing top DPS, and we could be doing even more if we had Lasting Plague. So we get a nice stun on the pally here. Perfect opportunity to mind games. Good job. We get this off. There's no grounding totem, so it should be easy. Void Torrent's really nice too. One thing I would say, we could have pushed in a little harder on the pally. Maybe like a nice play would have been to door shadows right here and then stun him, so that when the stun ends, you don't even have to silence the healer because he can't heal with mind games anyways. So we're just going to let that mind games play out and then maybe silence at the last possible second when the debuff is about to expire. That way he is CC'd for even longer. I feel like when you silence the pally and he's mind games, he's not going to dispel or heal anyways, so it's just kind of like a waste of the silence. Other classes, might be able to press abilities, so good to silence like Disc Priest, or Holy Priest rather, because they can fade and dispel. But other than that, I think we need to be a little bit more patient with our CC. Overall, that was a good go. We got Battle Master, which is essentially one of the only things that's going to keep the pally alive without his bubble. He can't, even if he trinkets to stun, he can't like dispel himself, right? Because he has UA. So really good that we got pressure out early that way. I think we could have done that even earlier in the game, but since we used the first stun on the warrior, we're kind of behind a little bit, I would say. Keep pressuring these guys. I like that we dotted the pally. We mind games him here. Unfortunately, there's no unstable affliction. Again, keep maybe a weak aura or like a tell me when to know when you have the lock has dots, or just communicate it better with him. My intuition is he's going to come out of the stun and dispel himself. Now the Shaman also drops ground at the end. Good job not silencing into it. One thing we can look to do, since we're playing Bash from the Druid can leap in Bash clone Shaman on our setup so that there's no grounding or shear or no off heals, and that way we get a nice like 2 or 3v or 2v3 or whatever on the Paladin, 3v2 rather. The Warrior's just going to train your lock all game, so you should be able to free cast. Lots of damage coming out. I respect this. Killed the Stormkeeper. Very fast with the globals. I like it. Might control the Shaman to peel. He's locked out though, so doesn't have too much utility. Shadowman's coming in. Mass Dispel the Hodge. Not bad. He gets hexed, unfortunately. Lots of trouble here. Looks like we swap and wall, kind of an overlap, but I think he would have died through, so a little bit necessary. Spreading that damage around. I would say maybe focus Warrior a little harder between the kill attempts to keep him in defensive stance. We use Silenced kind of randomly to peel there. I understand why you did it, but I think it's going to set you behind even further than you guys already are. At this point, you're going to need at least 2 to 3 more goes on the Paladin to kill him because he still has Trinket and Bubble. So we're going to set up on him here. Looks like we have a stun up, but we can't really connect on him quite yet. He gets the wall off here. Sometimes when you notice a Paladin, like he walled and BM'd, sometimes it would be better to wait that additional like 7 or 8 seconds to get that stun off and get more value out of your damage, especially because we don't have silence here to follow up. This pally is not going to be in any trouble, and we're kind of forced to automatically get off him and start peeling. Another kind of, I wouldn't really call it, yeah, it's kind of a scuffed go. We didn't have perfect setups the last 2 times, and it's really starting to show. If you fall behind on pressure as Shadow Play, you can kind of just get walked all over. Now this comp is going to be hard for you for sure. Like any warrior caster comp is going to kind of just obliterate the lock. So we need to be very calculated on our setups to try to end the game a little bit sooner. If this game goes on any longer, your Druid's going to go and you guys will surely lose. He put the Paladin on stun DR, but we only get him to 90%, so that's not worth it. I would rather your Druid bash, like I said, bash clone the Shaman during the kill attempts, and then we go Pally. Looks like we DR stun Pally. His wall's back up. God damn it. That's the same cooldown as our stun, apparently. Mind games him, but guess what? No UA, so he's just going to pop that off, I'm guessing. He dispels. Now, if he had UA, he would probably have to bubble there, because if he dispels it, he will die. Trying to go Void Form. I guess it's good at this point to just do any type of damage, but in reality, we are probably going to lose if we don't kill this Pally, so maybe we need to just only Void Form on the goes on the Paladin to try to force more. Seems like we're having trouble connecting with those unstable afflictions. At this point, if the Pally is not working, I just said we should kill Pally, but maybe we just kite the warrior like really far around the map, make it so the Pally literally can't heal, and he'll naturally rot and be more in the open for your lock to dot him. I think the kiting is starting to get a little better later in the game. We force sack out of him. That's like the first time I've seen anyone else besides the Pally get low. But because we were so behind on the other kill attempts, we weren't quite able to finish that off. So I think we could do a lot better personally. We did tons of damage, like our DPS was solid. It's just a matter of like communicating with the warlock and trying to set stuff up, I think. All right, round 3 we have Mage, Spriest, Holy Priest. This comp is actually super fun. I queued it with Hansel last night on stream and we had a good time, so we'll probably be doing that again. I see that we're typing in the chat and that's kind of sketching me out because this comp requires so much communication and it needs to be like on point. You can't really play this without voice. I think it's gonna be pretty difficult. I would like to have like a pre-arranged plan, even if you're not playing in voice. Like we just say Mage is the only thing we say, and we're not really sure who's going to CC what. So it looks like in the opener here, we're going to have a slight overlap. We first of all mind games the Mage from the other priest while there's no CC. It gets dispelled. Then we actually chastise the Mage and stun him with our priest stun, and that's just a little, I wouldn't even say miscommunication because there's no communication if you're not in voice. We can have a pre-arranged plan where Holy Priest always stuns the off target, Shadow Priest stuns the kill target, and Mage CCs the healer. That's just like a general way that you can do that. Maybe that's a good plan in the future. We get the mind games off here, trying to do damage. Definitely cranking him here. Sometimes looks like maybe Mage Calypto to shields, but sometimes I don't even use mind games if the Mage has barriers up or off cooldown. I'd rather just purge and get more value out of the damage. We typed to stun warrior, but I guess we didn't realize that he already stunned the Mage. If we did have a stun for the warrior though, that would be banging. We'd probably force some more cooldowns. Pally has wings up, which means nothing is going to die for the next 15 seconds. Try to mass dispel the paladin, but we get polymorphed. Probably hard to tell if that was on you or the priest, so maybe would have been hard to death. Not sure if we could have faded either. Yep, we could have faded or death. If you're not the target, feel free to use fade to just like avoid CC. Fake CS, very nice. Mass dispel the rep. Good plays there. We still have silence actually, so we could make like a little mini play where we just like stun the Mage and fear silence the healer. We don't even need sheep to go at the moment. We get is it DR stun on the Mage? No, it's a full stun. I think he maybe had, okay, so this is actually really fucking annoying. Prismatic Barrier reduces the duration of all magical effects. So if they get stunned, it's going to be shorter. If you dot them, it's going to be shorter, which is also another reason why it's so important to purge those shields. Ideally, when the Pally is CC'd, the Mage has no buff, so we can get as much value out of our damage as possible. This is something that's going to be hard to do every time, but you'll notice that your goes are going to be a lot cleaner when the Mage has no shields. We got blocks, so doesn't matter. Killed him anyways. In the future, just something to keep in mind. I like that we're just instantly turning on the warrior. Don't even bother with the Mage, it's blocked. He has frost, so he's going to have another one down the line. I'm thinking warrior might actually be a quicker kill. It looks like we're getting a warrior low when we're focusing a lot of our damage on the Mage. One thing that's nice about this comp is you actually can kill warriors. Like they just have to be in the open to hit you, so they're always in a good spot. The Mage is going to be able to blink to safety a lot easier, and he also has like shields and Klepto and Alter, like a lot of utility to survive. The warrior can only really leap away, but he's not going to have that every time, and we're going to be locking him down longer with those stuns. Looks like we're just cranking the Mage, purge him up, get rid of those shields. I see that we just used every global on purge. Huge fan of that. We stun the Mage, silence the Pally. Mind games here. Oh, sorry. Wait, what? Okay, I'm confused. Never mind. Yeah, so stunning the Mage is sick here because he can't CS you on mind games, and we're going to force sack, it looks like. So nice plays there. We still have to go through that next ice block, and then the Paladin's bubble as well. One thing, again, maybe going warrior would be better because you don't have to go through 2 blocks. You pretty much just have to go through trinket and parry, and then you can kill him from that point on. I don't know what's going on with this black shit over there. That's kind of freaking me out too. Could have deathed Poly. Just kidding. It's on your healer. Go for the Mass Dispel, but Comet Storm actually breaks him out. Unless you're like super paying attention to that. I think the cast goes off here. Whatever. We use MD, but he's not CC'd just because it breaks the Frost Mage damage. So maybe a good tip against this team is whoever's getting trained can, pull back to the healer whenever he's sheeped and they can't cleave. They will do less damage. We forced the block there with no CC. That's kind of nice. That must have been Mage's bust. It looks like it was. Mage combust, gets his block. We're shadow mending. Very nice, very nice. We still have ice block from our Mage, so there's a window to win potentially. All we got to do is get the healer's bubble, I think, and then we kill this Mage. So we mind games him, stun him. He almost dies, but looks like our Mage dies. In the meantime, shattering throw. Uh-oh, full sheep. Sketchy. I actually play life swap a lot with Mage too, because I feel like we actually are kind of squishy as this comp, and since I'm not getting trained, I don't need instant void form. So I play lasting plague and life swap. Looks like we were one go short of winning. Like, we got bubble, we got 2 blocks. Pally doesn't have trinket for a minute. We probably won next setup, to be honest, if we lived there. I'm not sure whether swap would have changed that or not, but definitely maybe that MD that broke, the CC broke where we MD'd. That could have been a game changer. Overall, I think this comes down to maybe wrong kill target. This guy even says killing warrior is better. I kind of agree with him. Mage is good when he's pushed up, but warrior is more reliable probably. And then yeah, maybe playing in voice. If you guys are feeling confident to hop in voice, you probably be like 400 rating higher. What was the MMR there? It was like 2200, I think. Yeah, 2200, not bad for a game with no voice for sure. All right, RMP versus PP Shaman. PP Shaman, I really fuck with this UI too. I like these class icons. I don't know if that's an add-on or something, but I would like to have that potentially. So we get double CC'd here. This is kind of sketchy. Your Shaman is way too close to the Spriest. He is going to get mind games and damaged. Versus RMP, general tip, no matter what comp you're playing, if you're playing double priest, if you're playing triple warlock, I don't care. You do not want to be in LS the Spriest, because he is going to add enough damage to literally destroy you in the opener, and also mind games into Nature's Guardian is super scary. So ideally your Shaman should probably stay behind this pillar back there, and we just all separate so that the rogue can't get this triple CC opener. Since we're so close, he's in step range. If you're a little further back, or if your Shaman was further behind the pillar, the rogue doesn't get the opener that he wants. So just definitely space it apart and don't be an LS of the Spriest is my advice. This guy's got to use something here. It's either going to be, it probably has to be a life swap. Yep, trinket swap. Good foresight there. There's no way he's going to link anyone. I think he's too far away from everybody. So we instantly dot the rogue. I think the priest and the mage are better targets to kill, just because the rogue is kind of slippery and he's going to run the whole game anyways. The mage kind of has to stay pushed in. Priest is running. They're all running void form. I want to see some void bolts get slung out here. Maybe void bolt the priest. Looks like void form expires without getting that void bolt on him. Stunned him. Got the dome off because we could DB'd. Shit happens. We still have silence though. This guy could be in trouble after dome. Probably death and run into the ring. Nice plays. Might have seen that on my YouTube channel. Just kidding. Looks like we're coming to fear to break this up. I like it. It would have been nice if we hit the mage too. They don't get much out of this, so. We have damnation up. Probably want to just send some DPs on the priest. Are we playing lasting plague? Yeah, we are. That's what we need. That's what I'm fucking talking about. We definitely want to keep those dots on the priest. If he has to dispel himself or has to heal a lot, he's going to go out of mana. So nice plays here. I will say this disperse was maybe not necessary. They already used I think they already used combustion. They already used shadow blades. So, well, he definitely used shadow blades. I don't know about combust. You have to be careful against rogue mage when you use your cooldowns, because if they just bomb on you and don't use anything, you can just die in the next setup. So try to be aware of what their damage is looking like, if the priest is connecting, what's going on. Right now they're under a lot of pressure. I feel like this bomb is more defensive than offensive, so the dispersion probably wasn't quite necessary. It's not going to lose the game for you necessarily, but you guys had tons of pressure. I think you were fine there. Get the mage to block. Honestly, nice MD, but I would just start killing the priest at this point. I think we may actually have had a window to kill this priest. Let me go back a bit. So this priest, his Battlemaster falls, I think, or something. Yeah, look. So his emblem is about to fall in 3 seconds, and you have this on the big debuffs, which is kind of nice. I would be looking to just hold my globals, and then as soon as this BM falls, death him. Like, I think he drops into death range right here, and 2 Shadow Priests deathing at 8k HP is definitely going to kill him. So just something to be aware of, that we maybe had a kill window. I even see the death thing light up. I'm not sure if that's from targeting the Mage or the Priest, but I would have just started focusing damage on the Priest at this point. No worries though. He's spamming Radiant, so he's going to use all his mana. Triple Shadow Crash, so sick. DP this guy in cooldown. Mind games, nice shit. They're running. They're so fucked at this point. Probably want to talk about positioning in double caster comps, which is known as the triangle. Ideally, since this guy's closer, he goes this way, and then you go this way. So we create this nice caster triangle where you're right here hitting the Priest, he's right here hitting the Priest, and your healer is somewhere out here, and here it is, the triangle formation. Excuse my lack of straight lines, but you get my point. Kind of feels troll to both run at him this way because you guys don't have a slow. Oh, you're playing shield sprint. That's fucking funny. Holy shit. So you actually catch up to him, get the mind games on him. Not bad, but the rogue peels you, and now you guys are in the same situation where you're both just running at him. I love that grip, actually. You just saved him instantly. That was very nice. Shaman's in no trouble because of that. Priest in the middle of the map. Blasting him, spreading the damage to the Mage. I like it. Could have death this poly or LOS'd it, but either way, all good. You get dispelled. He shares the spreading that damage. Get your dots back up on the Mage if possible. Blinded. I probably just instant trinket this here since you don't have swap anyways. Looks like we trinket at the end or like when it's over. Maybe it's because we thought we had swap. Looks like your Priest swaps. Very nice. Good plays by him. He gets kidneyed. Kind of in a little bit of trouble here. Wouldn't be bad to throw out some off heals. Yep. Read my mind. Nice heals. Tried to death the poly, but it was on your Shaman. Good foresight, I guess. Go to the Priest again. Just start spreading damage. DP everybody at all times. I think the Rogue just cloaked, so he could be a kill target too. If the Priest is struggling on mana, just dot all 3 of them. Probably walk in death here. This guy must watch my videos or something. I'm joking. Okay, combustion. Scary. Purge that mage. We shield the Shaman at 1%. He lives because of it. Combust is off. Stun the Mage. Solid peels coming out here. I think the rogue gets feared in the duel, which is awesome. Good job by your other Priest buddy. Mind games the healer. Oh my god, is it a double? It is a double. Double mind games and he goes down. Pretty solid. I think we just need to take advantage of our caster cleave positioning, and we probably win that game even sooner. Double Priest is looking pretty good into RMP, I gotta say. Looking forward to queuing some more double Priest 2s on stream. If you guys want to follow the stream and yeah, join the Discord. We will be doing these VOD reviews. Maybe we don't have enough right now to do it as a weekly content, but definitely bi-weekly. I think if we submit more to the VOD review channel, I'll be open to doing that. If you made it this far into the video, you're kind of crazy. This is the longest one I've made so far. We'll say that if you're a subscriber to the Twitch channel, you'll definitely get priority on the VOD reviews. I did realize I forgot to do one of the 2v2 ones, so my bad on that. But we'll get back into it. Maybe I'll cover that one next time. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the streams. Real quick, I wanted to capture what's actually going on in my life at the moment. We got Ollie right here, Benji up top on the kitty condo, and then little Pook down here in his little Pookie bowl, which has way too much cat hair on it. This is actually one of the most up-and-coming feral druids right here. Hey. Kitty cat. Oh, there we go. He likes to pounce. Yeah, stay tuned for some more kitty cat Spriest PvP. Peace out, y'all.